Je vais juste laisser les gens se connecter tranquillement, pas vite. Bonjour à tous, en compagnie de Joel Bouchard pour cette disponibilité média. Good day, everyone. J'invite les médias à lever la main de façon virtuelle si vous désirez poser une question à Joel. La première question, Amy Johnson.
Thanks very much. Good morning, Joel.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Before you guys head out on the road for Toronto, of course, the news this morning that Michael McNiven has been recalled with Charlie coming down. Do you have any indication on how long he'll be down? Is this another conditioning stint or just trying to get him some action?
That doesn't apply to me.
I'm sure.
It's just, I got the call that Charlie's coming and we know Charlie. So this is the dynamic we're in right now, guys. We're moving pieces left and right and the Habs are getting ready for a playoff run and we're, and the back end kind of our dynamic right now is totally different than it was 2 weeks ago. And it's kind of what it is in the HL. So I have no idea.
Do you anticipate going Lindgren Demchenko for Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan. We'll wait until tomorrow, but to announce, but you play quick turnaround game and you got to get 2 goalies in, and Demchenko's deserve to play too. He's been a soldier. So,
and lastly, for me, just in advance of it's been a bit since you played Toronto. It's a big 2 games with a close turnaround, and Cole Caufield. Will he be making his debut tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's the plan. He'll make his debut. It is different dynamic. We know them obviously, but we haven't played them in a while. They're a good team. It's going to be a total different look that Manitoba and Stockton, which, we had one practice today to adjust some of our play. They're a good team. Like I said, our dynamic is different right now. We have a lot of young guys playing bigger role and guys that didn't play in a long time playing. So pushing the guy to come back to be as crisp as we were, and I was in sync, but this is what's going to happen, right? You don't practice, you're shoveling lineup left and right. You have new guys. So you're not quite as tight as you would like to be, but that group has been good. They work hard, and we're going to go into Toronto and turn them loose and see how we react.
Excellent. Thank you, Joel. Safe travels.
Thank you, Amy. Anthony Marcotte, prochaine question.
Salut, coach. Ce que tu viens de dire à Amy en anglais, particulièrement intéressant. Es-tu capable de me résumer ça en français aussi?
Oui. Là, Charlie Lindgren s'en vient avec nous autres. McNiven Van Aul, le Canadien, est en train d'enligner ses canards pour les séries. C'est ça que le club est instant. Puis nous autres, on est là aussi où on a beaucoup de roulement de joueurs. Là. Des joueurs blessés, on en a beaucoup. Des joueurs qui ont été dans la Ligue nationale qui reviennent en bas, on en a beaucoup. Des gars qui sont partis. Puis là, on est comme à essayer de... on n'a pas la même dynamique qu'on avait il y a 2 semaines, 3 semaines. Fait que, c'était aujourd'hui, c'était vraiment de resserrer ça un petit peu, là. Écoute, les gars ont une super attitude, là, encore une fois, il n'y a pas de problème là. C'est vraiment juste d'avoir cette espèce de dynamique pour aller pour chercher les performances. Les derniers matchs, c'était pas de mauvaise performance, là, mais d'aller le plus haut possible parce que je pense que Toronto vont être prêts pour nous autres. Fait qu'on les a préparés ce matin, on les enligne comme ça, puis on va voir comment ça va aller dans le week-end.
Est-ce que tu attends des nouvelles de tes blessures en vue dans la fin de semaine? Y en a-t-il qui sont en mesure de jouer?
On va voir. Mike Sack va faire le voyage avec nous autres. On va voir comment il progresse les prochains 24-48 heures. Les autres vont tous rester ici. On est dans la mode prudence aussi beaucoup, là, avec la réalité qu'on a. Et la réalité du Canadien aussi. Le Canadien a besoin d'avoir des joueurs en santé. Notre saison va terminer, puis la saison professionnelle va continuer pour le Canadien, pour certains joueurs aussi. Fait que, il y a une espèce de big picture aussi à regarder. On donne la chance aux jeunes joueurs de jouer aussi, ce qui n'est pas mauvais. Mais on recherche toujours quand même les performances positives ici, mais on vit avec des réalités. C'est ça la Ligue américaine, Anthony. Si tu veux coacher un jour dans la Ligue américaine, là, prépare-toi parce que tu vas voir que c'est des portes tournantes.
Ouais, on va me concentrer sur mon rôle de descripteur, ça ne te dérange pas. Juste avant de finir, Joël, Caden Primo, il est sur une très, très bonne séquence avec vous. Là, il est avec le Canadien. Selon ce que tu as vu, là, est-il prêt là, à avoir une chance à nouveau de garder les buts dans la Ligue nationale?
suis pas sûr que c'est... Tu sais, dans le cas de Caden, Anthony, je pense pas qu'on parle de chance, genre, vont-ils lui donner sa chance, son opportunité? Je pense pas que c'est ça dans le cas de Caden. Caden est en apprentissage encore, fait très bien ça. Je me suis jamais caché de la confiance que j'ai en Caden depuis Day One. J'étais son plus grand fan, peut-être trop même, à un moment donné, dans le sens où, depuis la première journée, j'ai un bon feeling sur l'individu, j'ai un bon feeling sur le gardien de but, puis je crois en lui, puis je crois qu'il va être un gardien de but de la Ligue nationale. Dans son rôle, dans son processus, il n'y a jamais de tideline non plus. Il n'a pas besoin de mettre une étiquette ou mettre une date d'expiration. Fait que pour moi, je ne le vois pas. Moi, dans son cheminement professionnel, il est tellement jeune, il a tellement du beau millage à date. Dans le temps comme dans le temps, il va avoir une chance de jouer, puis il va avoir une chance de faire ses preuves, mais je ne le vois pas comme il y a quelque chose à prouver dans son cas, là, de dire je veux prouver que je suis capable de. En tout cas, moi, je considère qu'il est capable, puis je pense que lui, il sait qu'il est capable, mais je pense qu'il faut respecter le plan puis le game plan aussi de l'équipe de la Ligue nationale. Je ne pense pas qu'il y ait une pression à mettre sur le joueur. Puis si elle appelle à un moment donné, moi, je ne suis pas inquiète pour lui.
Merci, coach. Bon voyage.
John Lou?
Good morning, Joel.
Good morning.
Wondering, who will Caufield skate with, his line mates tomorrow night?
Ooh, that's a big question. I'll tell you what. I'm not saying, I haven't think about it. I'm not sure I have a plan. I always kind of do. I should. That's my job. If I don't have a plan, I got to do something else. That being said, the reason why I'm not telling you today is the same reason I will say that I don't really say it until game day. So I don't want to change that. So all of a sudden I say something one day, and I try to stay pretty true to the way I process things and the way I respond. So instead of telling you, I don't want to tell you a lie that I know what I'm doing, but like everybody else, we'll keep our card old for, there's Toronto that's watching Twitter and watching anything, and they'll know tomorrow too. But the point is just that we do things a certain way. So it's not because I don't want to give it to you or don't want to tell you, or it's just that I want to stay with the process and be kind of true to everything that we do. So we'll develop it tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I might be going fishing with this next question then. Given his skill set, what his bread and butter is, will you be deploying him on the power? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know where I was going with that one. Okay. So power play.
You know what? This doesn't matter to me. Yeah. Okay. The reality is we put guys that in situations so they can grow into pro hockey. He's definitely a power play guy. Like, I'm not going to put him on the fourth line and give him like a couple of minutes. And we're going to be smart in the way we integrate him. You have other players too. We're not kind of pushing everybody aside because Cole's coming. You have to understand there's a process in hockey and there's a way to do things that, as a coach, I don't care if you're a first round pick. I don't care if you're invite. I don't care. I'll treat you the same in the way that I'll be hard on you. I'll be polite with you. I'll be there for you. Like I have my principle in life. That being said, when player comes with attribute, I'm not going to play the hard ball and say, he's not going power play first day, pay his dues. No, he's going to be on and he's going to be good. And if he's, adjusting to something, that's what the AHL is all about. There's no mind game with me. I've never done it. I won't do it. He's going to be on the power play. Come on. This is what we do. And he should be on the power play. He's a power play guy. And will he be perfect? He doesn't have to. But, we need to play players. Same thing as a guy that, you get Tabi Pocket Bisson. He play PK because he's good on PK. That's his job. That's part of what he does. It's kind of the same thing. So I don't mind answering that question for you. It's fine.
Cool. Thank you, Joel. And I guess my last question then is just the last 3 days of practice that Cole has participated in. What have you observed in his adjustment coming from the NCAA to the AHL, granted that this is practice only?
Yeah, it's practice. And you know what? I think it's conditioning. You have to understand a guy hasn't skated for 10 days. Doesn't matter how great of a shape you are. The first few stride, you're going to be rusty. That's life. You can be riding the bike as long as you want. Putting a pair of skates is a total different, physical requirement. And it's always the same thing. The guy didn't skate for a day yesterday. They got in today. I told the guys we got a rust, they got a bit of a rust, and it's just been 24 hours, so 40 hours. So it's fine. He is who he is. He's a dynamic player. He's got puck feel. He can shoot the puck. And I want to talk more about his personality. He loves being on the ice. which is fun. It doesn't seem like the end of the world for him to play hockey. Sometimes you can see guys that just playing hockey is really demanding and draining. I think he's kind of, hey, I'm a hockey player. That's what I do. And, let's do it.
So I just want to clarify then, Joel, when you mentioned yesterday, sorry, he practiced Tuesday, practiced today?
No, he practiced yesterday. He did practice. He didn't practice today just because before we go, we had to have a medical clearance from the doctor. The only way we could do it was today. We have a 4-hour bus ride to Toronto, so he couldn't skate this morning in the window. That being said, it was kind of planned, to be honest, because when a guy's coming back from so long skating, we went like medium hard the first day. We went quite hard yesterday. To go again hard today and then game, sometimes you need to have that kind of wave, which is more in performance in what we do here, which we analyze those kinds of things. So he'll have a skate tomorrow morning and play 2 games in like 18 hours. So, it's going to be plenty for a guy that just was on the bench for 10 days. So it's part of the plan. He just needed to see the doctor, the Habs doctor, for just a clearance, which is paper, red tape. So there's nothing there.
Okay. Merci, Joel.
Thanks.
Thank you, John. We'll go with Stéphane Leroux.
Juste que tantôt, je n'étais pas certain ce que tu as dit. Le Demchenko va quand même avoir un de ces 2 matchs en fin de semaine, même si Charlie est là.
On ne fera pas jouer Charlie, surtout qu'il n'a pas joué depuis longtemps. 2 matchs, un match à 7 heures, un match à 3 heures. On va annoncer demain, mais de toute façon, Demchenko a été prévu pour jouer, puis on va respecter notre parole. Puis ce ne serait pas juste pour Lindgren non plus de faire ça.
8 des 12 derniers matchs contre Toronto, ça te dit quoi?
Beau challenge. Bonne équipe. Beaucoup d'offensives, de la maturité, des joueurs de talent, Petan, Agostino, des défenseurs, Sandin. Ils ont une super bonne équipe de hockey. Là. C'est ça qu'on veut voir. T'sais, notre dynamique en ce moment, Steph, fais-toi pas de cachette, là, rien à voir avec ce qu'il était il y a 3 semaines. Le line-up, il a fait 180, puis il est revenu l'autre bord, puis ça change à tous les jours. C'est ça, la Ligue américaine. Coacher la Ligue américaine, c'est une porte tournante. Fait que ça va être un beau challenge parce que ça ne sera pas facile. Moi, je m'attends en fin de semaine à un week-end très demandant, très difficile. On a challengé les gars ce matin. Puis ça va être un challenge de jouer ces 2 matchs-là à Toronto, contre Toronto, qui est une bonne équipe. Puis c'est correct, à un moment donné, là, c'est ça qu'on veut. On va voir comment nos gars vont stepper up, comment nos jeunes joueurs vont réagir.
Il s'est passé plein de choses dans ton équipe. Dans le fond, vous avez le 2 tiers de la saison jouée. Si on veut, 24 sur 36. Si je t'avais dit en début de saison que les 2 seuls gars qui avaient 24 games de jouer, ce serait Schooneman et Harvey Pinard, aurais-tu cru ça possible?
Non, parce que c'est ça, la Ligue américaine, comme je t'ai dit.
Mais que ce soit ces 2-là, peut-être au-delà de...
2-là, non. Tu m'avais dit des noms.
Tu sais, Harvey Pinard, une recrue, 24 games de jouer sur 24, il n'a jamais mérité de sortir de l'alignement. Schooneman, on ne le connaissait pas beaucoup, 24 games sur 24, c'est quand même un peu spécial que ce soit ces 2 gars-là.
Ouais, non, tu as raison. Puis il y a l'effet blessure aussi, puis il y a l'effet, à un moment donné, on avait trop de joueurs. À l'interne, probablement pas. C'est pour des raisons... Mais c'est évident qu'ils font un bon travail depuis le début. Là. Regarde, Corey s'est mérité un contrat. Moi, je ne suis pas surpris. Là. C'est un gars que j'avais adoré sur... comme je te dis, je pense que les dépiseurs de là ont fait tout un travail de le trouver. Puis quand j'ai vu les séquences durant le confinement, c'était un ultimate goal de mon côté là, pour pouvoir travailler avec. Dans le cas d'Harvey Pinard, c'est un joueur de hockey. Il y a juste ça, Harvey Pinard, Steph. C'est juste une chose, c'est un joueur de hockey. That's it. That's all he's got. Mais pour moi, c'est la chose la plus importante. Fait que je ne suis pas surpris. Il finds a way, ce gars-là, puis il est contagieux de toutes les façons. Je pense que tu le connais puis tu le sais assez, mais je ne suis pas surpris non plus. Mais je ne suis pas surpris non plus qu'on ait roulé tous ces joueurs-là non plus de l'autre bord. C'est la réalité de la Ligue américaine.
Je n'essaierai pas en français la question de John en anglais. Ça va être la même réponse.
OK.
Sur Caufield, avec qui il va jouer, tu vas garder ça pour demain.
Je vais te le dire, Steph, à toi.
Non, c'est ça. OK, bonne journée.
Hey, salut, bye.
Merci, Stéphane. We'll take 2 more. We'll go with Jared Book and Grant McCagg. Jared, you're up.
Hi, Joel.
Hi.
The last development camp the team had was 2019. I think about 17 players from that camp have played a game for the Rocket this year. How does it make it easier for you to have those guys, that know the culture a little bit, have spent time with you? Obviously, Cole is part of those guys as well. Does it help you create what you want to create when you have those guys that you've had?
Again, I've said it before, I'm a big believer in spending time on the ice and behind the bench with players. So every time I have a chance, if you tell me, Joel, you can watch 35 games, 40 games, even 80 games, or you can have him for 3 practice and 3 games, even if they're in the summer and they're kind of control scrimmage, I'll take the 3 days on the ice. The way we can challenge them, the way we see where they react, and the 3-day behind the bench where we get to interact with the player. I'll take my batting average on that in some way. It's not perfect, but you can build a relationship and you can get to see what we'll need to work on or how easy. There's one way to evaluate player, and it's on the ice. So it helps. I wouldn't say we're capable of teaching enough in 3 days that we motivate them. That would be a lie. But to say that we can get the relationship, the partnership, the connection, the discussion, the skate around before, and then to push them to see how they react, and then give that little pat on the back and kind of see where they are when they're exposed, when they're challenged. There's no price to that. I mean, for me, that give me that chance, and I'm a happy man because I get to see a different side of them, and I'll take them out of their comfort zone without them even knowing it. So, like I said, give me pucks and boards and ice, and I'll be happy to evaluate and guide and see. But again, we're not saying in development camp we can change a player, but we can see trends for sure.
Last question, Grant McKay.
Hi, Joel. The Cole Caufield in college, I think, proved that he's quite capable of taking hits. He's really a strong kid, low to the ground, knows how to take a hit, and doesn't get hit very often just because of his his skating ability and his anticipation. That being said, he isn't the tallest kid in the world, and this is going to be his first pro game. I know you're not going to divulge who his line mates are, but have you considered maybe putting Pizzetto or Baddock on his wing if Baddock's even playing, just to let the other team know that, hey, you're not going to take liberties with this kid right away?
Yeah,
has that been considered?
Baddock is not going to play, so he's out of the question. But obviously, you're trying to integrate young player. You have players. As a coach, we always look at which chemistry can work, and that, trust me, we don't have a crystal ball. We got to try and feel. And I even said at the beginning of the year, I said, I don't like I thought we played really well as a team, but I even said it, I'm not sure about the line dynamic or chemistry. And then I kind of had a feel with Dan after a few games. I said, I'm going to put Paling, Teasdale, and then I put HP with Elo, and it kind of felt right to me. And then our third line with Veggie, and it kind of felt right, and then it worked right. But there's no crystal ball in that. Sometimes we feel we can make lines in July. People ask me, what are your line in July? What am I line? I don't know. I gotta feel them out. That being said, now I have a bit of a feel for the team. So now, do I like all my lines all the time? No, you can't, because then at one point you gotta manage your lineup. But when the guy comes in, and we did have success. So when a guy comes in, is you're finding to see the best fit overall for the team, for the player, for the coaches, and for special team, for all the things and you go with it. And it might not feel right to you when you see it in some way, but there's a logic behind it. And sometimes, that logic, it doesn't work. I mean, I've heard an HL coach say, my wife picked the line the other night because I didn't know what to do, and we won. At one point, as much as we try to think how it's going to play out, we don't know. And personality, and there's a lot of things that come. But so that's the best I can answer you, is to say, think about what's best for the player, best for the team, best for coach, special team. So when we do this, we're thinking about all those aspects for sure.
Thanks, Joel.
Merci, Coach. Et merci à tous les médias. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. Have a good day. Stay safe. Merci.